Oh, my goodness. This is so damn inconvenient. Of course it is, but it could potentially save lives. When the when COVID started to become knowledgeable in America in the early 2020, and I guess it was kind of around here in 2019. Um, it was kind of like, oh my God, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? And for a very brief time, state and federal government, Congress, Trump administration, state legislatures were trying to go and find a way to put it to a stop. And I'm not going to sit there and blame anybody from the beginning here. I don't. That's actually my point of this video commentary. But there were common sense measures to take at the very common sense measures to take. Yeah, I don't like the lockdown any more than the next person. The next person, you know, red, blue, or whatever. I don't care. The lockdowns were a massive inconvenience. Um, for me, I ended up making a little more money as a result, with the with a bump in pay and bonus checks, and and the stimulus, which I wish it would have been a UBI, but be as it may. I mean, I was probably one of the luckier ones. I, where was I inconvenienced? Well, I was inconvenienced by not being able to go to restaurants the way I would like to go to restaurants to sit down, eat, and chill. I was definitely inconvenienced by not being able to go to the gym. Yesterday, I actually worked out for the first time probably since early mid March when North Carolina shut the gyms down, and they're going through a back and forth debate over whether gyms ought to be opening up with this upcoming phase 2. But some mom and pop gyms are open, and some of the bigger ones that live in Johnson County. I understand that there might be some Planet Fitness open in Fayetteville, limited hours. But anyway, let me take this damn thing off. With this COVID crisis, we had to kind of do what we could do to try to minimize loss of life and find an effective way to get this economy going again. And this is, I mean, and now we got spikes, which I kind of expected to see it happen. But anyway, with all these measures that were coming along and everything, that was meant to be preventive largely, and somehow people ended up becoming partisan out of this whole issue. Um, People started demanding in April and probably as far back as March, but in April and in May and it's still in a lot of areas starting to demand to open everything back up and make everything back to normal. Again, for me, I am kind of a moderate on that issue. I think that as far as reopening, I have no problem with that, but it should be done prudently. It sh- and you, and I think that it shouldn't even be a partisan issue. I mean, I don't think that for those who claim that liberal governors are doing this to shut down the economy to make Donald Trump look bad, um, they don't even have to try to make Donald Trump look bad. I mean, he's freaking Donald Trump. Um, you know, uh, as far as the economy. I didn't know. I wasn't aware the economy was booming along and being in tip-top shape. I haven't noticed really anything. My taxes didn't go down. They didn't go up, but my taxes didn't go down since Trump became president. I mean, I'm just still seeing the same old since prior to him getting elected, which means that there's not been any real change or the kind of change I would like to see. Of course, I would not want to see the changes that some of the really hardcore Trump supporters um, want to see him do, and there are some things he's doing that I don't want him to do. But I can't believe that wearing a damn mask became a partisan issue. I mean, and in every conceivable way, they're trying to act like that you're a lemming, you're a follower, you're a pussy if you wear a mask. And and they want to present themselves like they're alpha, and they're just tough, and they're just so liberty minded, and they just don't want the government to sit there and tell them what to do. Hey, I'm quote unquote libertarian, or shall I say socially libertarian enough to say that, hey, if you don't want to wear a mask, I don't necessarily think that maybe the government should force you to, but you're being very, very foolish for not doing it. Now, do I wear a mask all the time? I'll tell you like it is. I wear a mask at work because I have to. I work at night. I don't have a lot of people working around me, you know. So, it's a little more relaxed in there, and you can kind of get away with not wearing a mask. But when 6 o'clock in the morning comes, I have to put on the mask. Thankfully, just for a short while. Um, do I wear a mask in public? I'm going to say maybe 50% of the time. I mean, sometimes I just like, what the hell? There's no need to do this. But then part of me says, I better do this. And so if the crowd is large enough in a large gathering or area, what have you, yeah, you'd be pretty damn stupid not to be wearing a mask. But as I said, um, I exercise common sense when I do this. But you're seeing Orange Man walking around without a mask. I didn't vote for him in 2016. I don't support him, and I will not vote for him in November because I don't support him. But I don't want him nor anybody else, regardless of their political leanings, to get COVID. Mr. Trump, you're playing Russian roulette, and no, I don't mean I. That's not a good choice of words because Russia. I I don't mean Russia as in Vladimir Putin, but you're playing Russian roulette with yourself by walking around without a mask. And no, I don't want anybody, not even the president that I don't support. I don't want anybody to have COVID. And so they're trying to make it out like, Joe Biden and anybody else, you know, wearing a mask are a bunch of wusses. So they're making it a Republican versus Democrat issue out of this. How foolish. How foolish it is that we have to make a partisan issue out of every little thing that happens. Usually, when there's like a mass shooting somewhere or a terrorist attack, it's kind of like, oh God, I'm sorry that the event happened. I am, but I just dread the next 2 weeks of political partisan grandstanding, whether it's the political partisanship of that goes on the shows like The View on the liberal side, or whether you hear it on talk radio, Rush Limbaugh or Sean Hannity at night making a partisan issue out of whatever. I just dread it. I dread it like you can't believe. And they make a partisan issue out of COVID. I mean, my position on COVID when it comes to the politics of how to handle it is a little bit different. I mean, you got your standard liberals, where even some of the liberals that want to do the right thing, UBI, um, Medicare for all, or reforming Obamacare to have a public option, or to make healthcare available rent freeze, debt collection freeze, uh, things, UBI, public assistance being extended to help people. When liberals are proposing this, great idea, wonderful. But then they get on this, well, let's go and lock down shit everywhere and mandate mask. But on the other hand, you have on the Republican side, you know, open open shit back up, open all this crap, and and let everything be back to normal, and no need for UBI, no need for Medicare to be extended to everybody, or at least those who can't afford it. Um, no, but we'll give trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars to corporations who have no intention of rehiring people. So you get stupidity from all sides, and oh yeah, and on the Republican side, and they think there's too much trouble, too big government for to be mildly inconvenienced by wearing a mask, but they want our president to use the Insurrection Act to crack down on protesters. Yeah, they want to they it's not looters. There's not looters or so-called irresponsibly radical behavior from some members of Black Lives Matter or Antifa. The Insurrection Act meant to is meant to be the American version of helicopter rides. And look up helicopter rides and Chile, and you know what I mean. I.e., Insurrection Act, big government to shut down dissent, and that includes peaceful protesters who are the majority. So all sides, and I know there are people out there saying, "Oh gosh, you're one of those people that go around talking about both sides, both sides, both sides." Well, sometimes it is both sides, um, but the virtue signaling by the right wing gets me. So they're not going to wear no mask. They're just going to just walk around and to be alpha. Well, that kind of behavior could get you killed by a nasty virus. And here's another thing: the Alex Joneses out there, and people like that come up with these conspiracy theories about all these nasty little viruses and how it's going to go and affect a society, what have you. And now there's something actually like that happening, and they're like, "Oh no, well everything goes back to normal." Ridiculous. This is this is America in 2020. Welcome to the insanity. I'm Bernie Bro. If you like what you heard, um, feel free to subscribe. Um, hit the like button, subscribe, share, tell everybody about this channel. And I want to let you know you got to do that because we got to beat YouTube at this game since they manipulate the algorithms. So subscribe, help me increase my my channel. Trying to get up to 1,000 people before the end of this year, and it's very important to do this. Um, and if you have a point of view you would like to share, we'll be glad to hear what you got to say, especially if you're on the left. Um, we have free speech that is kind of being eviscerated by nefarious people. So while we still have free speech, we need to utilize it for the better. I'm Bernie Bro. Have a great day.